Aloha, welcome to the Gaia Sophia Dreaming Show with Michael Duchesne. I think I got it working now. And let's see. Aloha, Janet. You there? Are we broadcasting live from Hawaii Dreamtime? And it seems we are. And I had to find a way to get into the show. Tune into the hotline, let's call it. And I believe I have. So with that, big shout out to Critical Mass Radio, Kata Gaia, the Emerald Table, Ninja Bambi, all the crew who, that's all of us, who help bringing us all together once again. And a little music to start the show today. That's what I wanted to do.
I can see you're thinking, baby, I've been thinking too, about the way we used to be and how to start anew. Maybe I'm a hopeless dreamer, maybe I've got it wrong, but I'm going where the grass is green if you'd like to come along. Back when I was starting out, I always wanted more. But every time I got it, I still felt just like before. Fortune is a fickle friend, I'm tired of chasing fame. And when I look into your eyes, I know you feel the same. Large are starting to do us in. I won't say it wasn't fun, but now it has to end. Life is moving oh so fast, I think we should take it slow. Rest our heads upon the grass and listen to it grow. Green and the cars are few and far. Days are full of splendor, and at night you can see the stars. Life's been moving oh so fast, I think we should take it slow. Rest our heads upon the grass and listen to it grow.
Aloha. Barbara, thank you for tuning in and helping me tune it in. I recognize it. Yeah, we couldn't, there's no Skype button, no way to call in to get the show to go today, and, well, here we are. So your mic's open, and Well, that threw me for a little bit of a loop. All good. It actually reminded me of a few things. And so I want to, little noise in the back. So, times when things are not connecting, like this morning, and I'm like, I'm ready. Everything's in a way set up. And then no way to get into Blog Talk into the show. And I'm like, well, I'm going to see if there's a way. And, you know, the idea was there to cancel the show. And well, if it comes to that, it comes to that. But let's see. And so my first thoughts were, well, first let's call it impulse or intuition or heart message. Actually, yeah, this is what's getting clearer. And go put your feet on the grass, Mike. And thank you to Pink Martini, Splendor in the Grass. It's this tune we just shared. And then I moved my position where I'm sitting outside on my porch. And I'm like, okay, what other simple thing can I do? I'm not here trying to go into a technical aspect, thinking, oh, there's something technically wrong. That's why the show ain't working. That's how come the show ain't going live yet. I work on, if you want to call it, higher technology. And it's part of our innate nature, our wiring, and it's better than any fiber optic cable. Any wireless signal that can be, well, let's call it fabricated by man to imitate nature. Imitate ourselves, actually, because we have this also, this intimate spiritual connection that transcends the physical. So in this way, I was, okay, what else needs to, in a way, what else needs fine-tuning, connecting here? And then I look on the board and I see 301. I'm thinking, okay, it's Janet. And then I'm remembering it's, well, Janet or Barbara or one of the beautiful points of consciousness that we're tuning in with. And sure enough, that's what did it. Love. And it just reminds me of my experience before, when I've shared with others quite recently how we have this is part of our power, part of our, if you don't even call it power, part of the tools we naturally possess, part of the tools we naturally have and can use. And for me, it's like if I have an internet connection, I'm going inside to fix it. Remember, everything's all is self. Everything's inside you. So we have this, as we know, as above, so below, as without, so within. So for me, when I have so-called technical problems, I'm going within to fix them. I'm going within to tune the connections. Because in one way, it doesn't need to be fixed. Nothing's actually broken. It might be rearranged. And so I guess that's one of the reasons, again, for me, and to share this is that I'm very happy. I didn't freak out. I didn't stress. And put my feet on the grass and come, and we're coming from love. I didn't tune into the fear. In the conscious choice, I had to sit here in my chair and think about it, or go stand, which was the thought I received, the feeling I received. Just go put your feet on the grass, Mike. That's what you want to do before the show anyways, and you haven't done it yet. Oh, yeah, cool. So I do that. Well, tune into your heart some more, man. Oh, yeah, tune into the heart. Thank you. What else is there? See who else is here. There's other people. You're not alone. Oh, yeah.
That's right. We are here with you. You are not alone. You have built your self-confidence this morning. You have shown more trust that you have in yourself, and you have showed us that you are still growing.
Thank you, Barbara.
I wrote you a letter yesterday because I had so much fun the other day with everybody. I said, Mike, now that we're having this radio family to communicate with often completes the search I have for someone to talk to during the daytime. I am limited in knowledge. Yet I've lived 63 years and have provided myself with experiences, balances of negative experience and bad and positive experiences. Both of them help provide me with a balance. I know I am a genius because I am the way that I am. I have built my life listening and learning to others, to activate two activities after looking back over my life I have found I participated in while growing up in life. Goodness and mercy have followed me all the way. I am thankful for this goodness of meeting this Kate of Gaia's family and you, Mike. And the Most High will continue to watch over us and protect us.
Mm-hmm. Indeed. And that Most High is also you. And
I'm just a God up under him. And we have to have a creator.
Right. And that's what you described to me is the kind of the alignment. And it's like thank you for reminding me, and it's really, really heartfelt because that self-confidence for me many times is, I get fearful. And just as we described, I was like, no, man, we're not alone. We're with the love. I'm connecting with the planet. I'm connecting, as you said, with Creator, Source. And with that is, hey, Barbara, what's there to know? It's all shared.
We are willing. We are willing.
So in that seeking of knowledge, when we remember our open hearts, we tune into the shared dreaming. And in this Gaia Sophia dreaming, all the knowledge is accessible for you. So again, you contain all of it. So it's not a question of, I don't have it, it's outside of me. Once again, as we've been kind of practicing with this internet, where's the information? And then that took us, because remember, this is just a step down from us in a way in our spiritual level. So in this way, I don't knock technology. I just recognize it for what it is. It's in a way a step down from what we do naturally. And then in a way I remember, well, how does this thing kind of work? Because it's going to shine some light back on me how we naturally do this. And heart-soul connection, baby. Whee! This is it. We are beautiful expressions of there's many names that resonate with people's core. And we don't even have to give a name. It's that silence within that just you know, it transcends belief to its and it's calm.
Yes.
And
that was the big promotion during the holiday, and all the stores had believe all over the front page of the paper of the newspapers. And then I remember us saying that we're in the age of knowing now why are the mass media promoting believe. That was the big promotion during the holiday season for everyone to believe.
I'll share with you. The mass media is doing it because it's a reflection of ourselves. I'm taking the power away from the so-called powers that were and putting it back to where it actually is. And that was in the power of all of us as imagination. And we had a kind of old habit of believing, right, Barbara? And it was projected here in the media, believe. And in that same book, it said no. And in other books and other sages of our planet, wise wisdom keepers and wisdom sharers, and they reminded us of this. And what can we say? Beautiful. Because it's to know God, and this is to know self, to know God. And usually if someone says, to know God, you're getting big ego here, or you're getting yourself out of place. You're supposed to be meek and bow down. And I'm like, that's not the message I got. And so, no, I didn't get a different message. For me, and this is truth, we all get the same message. Nature and God doesn't have a different one for each individual. It does in a way, but it does have one that does cover all of us. Because many times I was just like, did you read this? Don't you know this? They're like, where'd you read it? I didn't have to read it. It's just in the air. It's all around us, within us. And so, because I'd be confused, Barbara. I would like, well, what's going on here? I was like, well, then it gives into division and separation. They didn't go to this school or this church or read this book or that. And I was just like, can we bring it back? That's in many ways unnecessary. You are it. So all is self. So we bring it back to that intimate connection where we have that true inner knowledge. Because when you take a moment to be, you amplify this connection within, and you hear this song, you hear this voice, you hear this, you feel this way, you feel this clarity, so to say. The confusion, the drama, the fear that usually surrounds it is no longer really palpable. And what I mean by it's no longer really palpable is Bobby, there's a little noise on your end, a little static, just to remind. So there's this.
Tried to go outside. I'm going back in the house. I caught myself coming outside and sitting on the back porch, but like you said, it's outside. I'm going in. No problem.
No, it's good. It's just the wind. It happens to me. I get the wind here, and we pick up the wind. Kate has reminded me of that. So sometimes you gotta toggle back and forth between mute and unmute, mute and unmute. So when
Well,
the
I'm going
rain,
to do mute right now until I go back in. I'm going to do mute and just listen.
so when the rain and the birds are flowing, sometimes I like to open up the mic. And I do like it with the wind, but we realized thank you for sharing the sound, because the wind is always sharing us messages, and thank you for that. And this is what I was sharing, that the message is always being shared from the heart of this planet. And we are now emitting more from our own hearts, where the cloud of fear that used to, in a way, surround us through all this synthetic vibration, distortion, is now, you have an energy field that's around you. And it can't get in there anymore. It just can't. But what you can do is connect to it through your old habits of believing in false knowledge. And not loving yourself, or remembering to, if you have infinite worth, that you are loved and are loving. And like this, play another tune. So, Barbara, let's shoot out for a moment. And play a little Critical Mass.
You're listening to Critical Mass Radio. Now it's our turn.
And with that, I knew when I had that remembrance, I knew other people heard what I heard. And it didn't matter which language you spoke. It didn't matter which, even mindset you were in. The heart connection that we have, this, and then actually the core, this inside that, is so one with the planet, the sun, the galactic core, all the way back around to yourself and everyone. And that is just, when I can imagine this, yeah, I'm grateful. I'm really grateful. And because it's like, yeah, Mike, there's no need to, in many ways, go any further. Further we might go, generally where we were searching, was in the distortion. You don't have to go any further in that. There's so much to go for when we tune back in. And it's just, I'm grateful for the reminder.
Darkness of the night, the star would shine a glimmering light. always, I hope that we shine like the star and be forever floating above. I know a falling star can't fall forever, but let's never stop falling in love. No, let's never stop falling in
Aloha. Thank you for reminding me to dance, Barbara. I got up and danced.
That is beautiful. I thought I was south of the border, calypso style music. Beautiful, beautiful song. Beautiful, beautiful song.
Another one by Pink Martini. I just love how.
Who was that? Who was she?
Martini.
Like Tink, a think a dink, a think a do, that type of tink. Wow.
Yeah,
Jimmy Duran's cousin.
So Pink Martini. They're from Oregon, actually.
Pink. All right,
yeah.
Pink with a P. Oh, I said Pink. That was Jimmy Durandi. He was Pink.
Right.
I think a tink. I think a tink. All right. Okay, she's Pink. Okay, that's very good. I like that.
So it's this group out of the Northwest, and they're beautiful. Lots of different instruments, lots of beautiful voices, lots of different styles of music they play. I'll play another one in a little bit, and it's by them. And you're gonna go into this song, and then you're gonna want to probably go, they got that. They got that. I really love that about this variety of style.
Happy. She's a happy young girl. She's a happy young girl. Talking about stars. Like she know a falling star is going to fall forever. That means that she's not going to never stop falling in love. Now, you know it. She's going to always have a lot of attention because she's requesting it. She's already told us what's up with her, so I'm following her path. That sounds good to me.
So
she says, never get enough.
When I really hear this song and I resonated, and this was another one of these songs that had me look at this word falling. And then when I hear the way she describes it, like you said, this will fall forever. And it just reminded me of like the rising in love. And then it just brought me falling, rising. They became one. And it was like being in love. That's what it is, being in love. Because that's what we naturally are.
You know who falls better than anybody else in the world, don't you? You know who was the best faller that we've ever seen in our life? Is that young girl called Alice. That Alice in Wonderland? That chick knows how to fall. She knows how to fall.
Oh, yeah. Oh, we got, I believe, Janet in the line, 530. I'm not sure I got these numbers all right yet, but it's only a few that got to remember.
Say, Mike, tell me this. In making and recording, say, like you come on 4 a.m. in the morning in Hawaii. Say I'm listening to you, and I got my tape cassette player playing, and I fall off to sleep, and I let my tape player keep on playing so that I can listen to you tomorrow when I wake up. And so when I wake up tomorrow, I got your program on my tape cassette, and I'm playing it, and, I get to hear everything that went on. And I'm just like I'm telling you about it. Is there any way that I could take that tape cassette and put it on a CD so I could give you one so you could hear it? Is that possible to take music off a tape cassette to put it on a CD player, a CD disc?
I think they do. Wow, it's been a while, but I think they build one.
Somebody in the family may know. We'll get the answer within the next year or so. That's out there, so somebody in the family will let us know.
They've
but
actually,
that's what I do things like that. I follow.
Yeah, they've actually made one, Barbara. That I remember. That just not so many people do it anymore. Back in the day, when we were still in that transition from kind of tapes to CDs to whatever we use now. Yeah, like you said, it's beautiful. Thank you, Barbara. I feel you. And it was such a lovely show last time, all of us tuning in, and oh man, I was grateful. I mean, I was kicking back and just loving it. But, I mean, it's called the Gaia Sophia Dreaming Show, and I'm like, yeah, my voice is a little deep. So let's hear some other beautiful resonances. Yeah.
Oh, I could talk to you forever. This is something else. I said, Mike, this is what I do. I have been doing this for years. I'm a writer. That's what I do, a spiritual writer. I have been writing in the past. But now, Kate, we were talking about, I was listening to this guy talking about Mark, and then I thought about our Mark, Mike and Mark, you guys show. So I went to the Bible and read the book of Mark 5. He said Mark 5. So I went to Mark 5, and sure enough, in Mark 5, there was these demons that was getting ready to that had possessed this man, that the man was staying in the cave because he was so wild, and they would chain him up, and he would break the chains and everything. They would put hoofs on it, and he would break out the hook. And so Jesus came back, and the demon looked up at Jesus and said, hey, you can't mess with me. He said, God, the Most High put me here, no. And so the man is asking Jesus, would you please get these things up out of me? And Jesus said, who are you? And, the guy said, well, I'm legions. We're legions and we're many. And so, but they was telling Jesus, okay, we're going to come up out of this man, but you got to know you can't really destroy us. So Jesus did. He lifted him up out of that man and put him into the pigs, and then the herd of pigs went over the hill. And so that was the story of how the man, and so, every time, somebody do something good for you, the guy wanted to follow Jesus. Jesus said, oh, you stay right here. You just go tell your family and your friends. Don't be trying to trail on me. So that was the story that I thought about Mark all the time. I said, so that's the type of information Mark be giving out.
Yeah. Good insight.
That's Mark 5. It's a lot of stories. The story of the woman with the issue of blood, all that's in Mark 5. You remember that story of the woman with the issue of blood for 12 years? If I can only touch the hem of his garment, I'll be made whole. All that's in Mark 5.
Can't say that. Sure. So, I didn't have a chance to tune in to last night's show. I did tune in to the Outside the Box show with Kate Gaia and the Emerald Table and all the beautiful beings we is. And I went and assisted a friend who needed a ride.
Oh well, she was a firecracker last night, Mark. Mike, she was reading people. I thought she had the New York Times. She was talking, reading people back to back. Come get right or stay at home was really a part of her message last night. I have been pulling all you children under my apron. So act like you know me and stop acting like you still out there in the world and you're not supposed to be in it.
Right.
You love it, but not in it.
I caught like 20, 30 minutes there, just in the beginning, and I was like, oh yeah, you reminded me of what Michael Tessarian, what Mark Passio. I recommend these guys. Kate Gaia, Google. You go right to their sites, and they're full of your messages for you. And And they are really, in the moment, emphasizing. And this ain't stressing. They're not stressing. They're emphasizing shit or get off the pot. You're either for slavery or you're against slavery. Or, you either believe in authority or you do not believe in authority. You want to live in a world of love and truth and harmony, or you want to choose slavery, whether it's spiritually, mental, physically, because if you're in one of them, you're in all of them. And that's the old paradigm. That's the old game. It's not something that you need to be a victim to. It's just to realize and choose. Don't be a victim. Don't get your ego up. Nah, this can't be true. Well, I just asked a simple question. I just posed a simple thing, and it doesn't matter what you think or what you believe. And that is, do you believe in authority or not? And if you realize that authority is giving someone, the true meaning of it is to rule over you, to tell you what to do, even if that causes harm to you, that's what basically authority is. And you're agreeing to that. That at any time they choose to so do, it can cause harm to you. Not any authority I want, any authority I believe in, and any authority that I know. Because the only authority I know in self, me, well, that's ruled by love, if you want to even call it rule. But there's no rulers. Only ruler is self. And in that, we know to cause no harm. It's freedom life. And there we are. Here we are. And that's from just that simple thing. Simple, let's not even think. Simple mind, simple program, I'll call it. In that you can say, I do not believe in authority. I do not believe in the existence of authority. And if you know this world changes in the twinkling of an eye. Because you will no longer be projecting the old paradigm, the old game. You will no longer turning into the distortion, into the distorted make-believe games people have been projecting on each other. We'll be emitting from our true heart center the love that we are. And in that world, in this world, because we're in it, believe me, know it. Wow, it exists. It's now. It's this eternal moment. This 0 point. It's if you've ever listened to people talk about like a yogi or somebody who meditates really deep, and that they would have this connection inside. And now I'm like, guys, girls, boys and girls, everybody, we're having this connection inside and outside. And I'm seeing it. And I'm sharing it because that's what, when you see these things, tune into this love and truth. It's your responsibility to share it. That's it. And I'm like, why do I get this feeling that we used to think that was a hard thing? Maybe we had some bigger roller coaster ride. My feeling is now is, oh yeah, that's so simple. Yeah, okay, I can do that. No, and I don't even mean try. Oh, I can try to do that. No, just do. Oh, I can do that. Drop that word between. Just drop the word try out. Try out. Trial. Try. No. Do. Because in this trying, it's almost like a built-in fear to make a mistake. when you just do, you make a mistake, you go, this is how I can do it different now. You're not in that trying and that, maybe I get it wrong or right. Shut up. Over here, this mindset. And this mindset, because it's now in tune with the heart, is ever flowing. Yeah. And this is the same, Mike. I'm saying it. And I'm tuning into the dreaming of the planet. And this is what she's sharing with me. And I know all of us. Because I kind of had one of the gifts she gave me was I called it, I got the gift of high frequency tuning. So I could tune into these really high frequencies, and I can tune into other people and tune in their high frequencies, so they could also tune this in. And this is what I can do here. Like, this is how we tune in the show. This is how we tune in naturally. And inside the core of the heart, there's this. Well, there's some others who explain this in a more scientific way. That's not me. I like listening to. I just tuned into Frank Chester. Seven Bomar is another one who can share multifaceted aspects of the all, because we're recognizing it. It's not a different thing we're describing. We're describing the same thing from multiple perspectives, where it's really like resonating so beautifully now, where we are now recognizing and sharing these other perspectives, and we're just seeing the wholeness of ourselves and all. In some ways, you'll look at it as an unfolding, and if you look at it as you could see it as the interdimensions unfolding, opening up like a flower in blooming. Petal, you imagine it close, and you, all right, I got some echo just for a moment. And this bloom is always open. It's when we go from polarities, closed, open, closed, or closed to will, or whatever. And what I'm reminded of is this, it's omnidirectional. It's opening and closing. It's flowing both ways at the same time. It's kind of like the didgeridoo. It is like the didgeridoo. The in-breath and the out-breath is one. And that's the planet. She breathes in this harmony. And we tune in with this. Hey. So with that, let me, what are we looking at? Got about an hour and 5 left in the show. Anyone like to call in? The number is 347-326-9530. You can then hit 1 on your keypad if you want to chime in. You can go through Blog Talk, criticalmassradio.co.uk, the Gaia Sophia Dreaming Show. And I guess it's kind of, Barbara, like you were remembering, and kind of like how the show is open. Don't get lost in the technology. And, this browser ain't working, that browser. Just find it. You'll find it. Relax. You'll tune in, and it's unique to each of us. And that's our path. Our path is unique to each of us. So our path to this, let's call it the table, at the emerald table at the moment, is unique to each of us. So sometimes you go, Mike, how did you do it? I'm like, well, I did this, but I know you're going to have your own unique flavor to it also. So remember that. And it could have been a breath. It could have been a smile you put on your face, and then, here's the connection. Excuse me. My reminder is it's as simple as that. And I know some computer guys. Man, they're whizzes at it. They can build them. Me? I'm like, I dreamed it. I'm dreaming it. Thank you for knowing how to build it, because once again, I could use it as a crutch or a limitation, or think it's all it is, or remember who I am. And that's what everything in a way is ultimately designed to do. Even this computer, even the distortion, even the old paradigm, even the old thought patterns and habits we've been still projecting out and playing in and blaming somebody else or some system or some God. Actually, for quite a while now, it's been you. It's been me. We've had that much power. We have that power. Naturally. We are a stronger emitter to anything that we are receiving from someone else's program. And so for me to think about, how am I going to change the governments and this and that? Come on. That's old news. I was looking at this weather vane. It was in a kid's book or video or something. And the way the letters lined up, it said south, east, west, north. And I went, it's sown, S-E-W-N. The news is sown in your polarity. And I went, wow. Like, yeah, I said it to myself. And also, I was immediately wanted to share this. I said, Mike, other people seen this. They know this in their own way. But there was, for me, another aha staring me right in the face. And our disconnect from the natural world in terms of north, south, east, and west, these are balances. These are harmonies. These are not polarities, which is usually when we think of polarities, we think of opposites and think of things out of balance. No, these are, if we want to call them poles, these are poles in harmony because they're interconnected. When we're talking in the distortion, the matrix, the synthetic fictional reality we've been playing with, those poles aren't interconnected, and it's a polarity. We're on either ends of a seesaw, going back and forth. Never.
If we're talking with Santos Bonacci, we're talking about, we're calling them cardinal points. You know, if we're talking with Santos, you know, if we're studying him, what he teaches us, so he'll tell us those are our cardinal points. Right.
These ain't polarities, but we can see in the language how it gets us to think of these poles. And man, the North Pole, the South Pole, these cardinal points are all interconnected. And yeah, I recommend it. The way Frank Chester showed the flower of life, the seed of life in the planet, and showed really, I knew this, and this is how listening to Santos and quite a few others share their perspectives and others' perspectives that they've gone out and researched and really been a great assistance to all of us.
Thank you. I thank them every day. Because that's a lot. That takes a lot of patience. what those guys do, and they feel whatever field they choose, they are dedicated. It's not just a fly off the shoulder type of thing. It's a lot of dedication goes into what they share with us.
So when I heard, I have described the planet and the heart and the core of the planet, and that used to be, I was all tribal core. I got a big, nice grasshopper-looking thing on my computer right now. Hey, alien species, intergalactic brother, sister. And what was I sharing there?
You, the grasshopper, you see yourself as a big, gigantic grasshopper, like the transformer-sized grasshopper. That's how I would see. If I were to see you as a grasshopper, it would be like a transformer size. I love those. Whoever created that, that is the funniest operation I've ever seen. I'm not a movie goer, but I got to glass by and see movies of those transformers. Those things are really live to me. I love to hear them talk.
So it's darkening right now, and one just came on my computer screen, and I just tossed him back over to the bush. There they come. I just love this intimate connection. This just wonderful. Well, this is what I was getting at. I was getting at the heart of things. We're really tuning into that heart. And so the aha
moment.
Yeah, so we're describing the core of and I've heard people say it's a crystal, it's this, it's that, it's molten, and I'm like, you're describing physical things to me. Okay, it can be those things. What I'm tuning back into is the earth. If we look at our body being, and there's been images of this that maybe you've seen. If we look at our body as the solar system, and you relate as Kate does with the zodiac, right? You go from Pisces being the feet, and you go up Gemini, being the arms, and, for example, in the lungs. So if you can imagine the body, you don't even have to imagine it. Just let me share you. The earth is the heart. It's right there in the name. Just rearrange the letters. The earth is the heart of this. And when you go actually inside this physical aspect, we talk about when you go inside her like we go inside us, the structure inside it is the same shape as our physical heart. And this is what Frank Chester was showing. It's just like, yes, that the physical structure and the way it moves is the same as our heart.
Yeah.
He shows it, and he took form and showed how it is he took it to the next step and went, just beautiful. Check it out. I just laughed because it was a thing that, I can't explain it as well as him, and it's not necessary. It's not necessary for you to explain it as well as anybody else. And that's the beauty of coming to the table. We can share. Hey, you want to hear this clearer? Go check out him, and he'll describe it for you. You want to hear this aspect clearer? Go check out this beautiful point of consciousness. Data Guy, Santos Bonacci, Mark Passio, Neil Kramer, Eve Lorgan, Emma Stowe. I can go on and on. Max Egan. They're really, people coming from the heart, sharing sharing the truth. I'm George Kavasalis. There's guys that, we're all tuning into. Alan Watts.
Roll call. You good, Mike. You very good.
Bob Marley every day, for so many of us. And so if you haven't listened with check it out. Just Google IZ and tune in. It's quite wonderful that there are many beings that we can tune into now, and
every army needs some generals, so we got some generals, and we're the foot soldiers rising to the occasion.
We'll change the words, Barbara, because my reminder living here in Hawaii and connecting again, and believe me, they're spiritual warriors at the core, and I don't mean fighting, I mean creating. And I'm going to open up this and it's the moment to do that. That leaders, let's look at this word. We don't need ruler. Again, when we put it in terms of old words, and this is what Kate, unless we neutralize them, which we've already had, Barbara, so it's all good. Let's not get a little paranoid here. But it's a clearer seeing it. On this earth, there's leaders who, and I've studied this in actually university and stuff, and there's leaders who lead by example, and we naturally follow them, and they will do the job that you're doing. They will sweep the floor, right? And so I recommend, it's called The Bowl of Light. It's about Hale Makua, books by Hank Vesselman, his brother, his soul brother in heart. And it's about Hale Makua. Blessings, man. Oh, I'm so grateful to have heard this man. And he passed before I came here, just like Is. But I tell you, I heard them. When you hear their music, read their words, they are a living presence now. And they are ancestors who never left us, just like the dolphins and the whales in the sea. They're always here. And so, Barbara, when you're at that chief, I'll call it chief role, and instead of general, that kind of become the chief, the king, the queen, again, you. Right?
Yeah.
You remember your responsibility also is of the first role that we kind of all are, is the servant. We all start kind of in that.
Always. And why? Because I love to be served. That's why. We always keep that golden rule in place. I'm the servant because I always want to be served. So I do unto others as I have them do unto me. I could see the clan of being the chief and that, but I was taught an old poem that I was told, in Sunday school, that we are soldiers. We are soldiers in the army. We're spiritual soldiers. We have to fight, although we have to cry. We have to hold up the blood-stained banner. We have to hold it up until we die. My mother, she was a soldier. She had her hand on the gospel plow. One day she got old and couldn't fight anymore. Yet she stood up and fought anyhow. So that's why I always saw myself as being a foot soldier, and there was generals because there was people teaching me that. Mm-hmm. So that's why I used the term, not a battle. I've never been a fighter. I've never been a fighter. So
Barbara, I really do love. It's like you show me the positive in things that I'm really like I kind of had a negative connotation, and you've shown me a positive through. You've neutralized it for me. You know that it's like when you share that, you bring me into balance. Thank you.
Thank you. You are my friend. You're my friend. I got me a friend. In Hawaii. You wait till I get there. But we're going to do some fundraisers for the radio station and for us. And we will get to see each other one day. Physically. I mean, we see each other now, like Kate said. We see with our ears these days. So I like that. That's so charming.
Yeah. And I'm remembering how we're naturally doing this. And this is the beauty of us connecting and coming together again, is because it's a not an individual thing. It's a group thing. And it's, again, I can go flying around all I like. But I tell you, I'll share with you. It's much better when you have another with you, or more than one to share it with. And that's one of the big reasons we're here. All of us. It's because it was to share it. It's a shared dream. If it was only one person dreaming themselves, well, you can only look in the mirror so long and see the same reflection until you want to share. You want to give, quite naturally. And let's play the jingle for the station that they asked me, and I'm happy to do.
Their walls are falling. The momentum is now with us. It's our time now. At the most pivotal point in history is Critical Mass Radio, 24/7 Truth Radio. Help us to help you. Please go to www.criticalmassradio.co.uk and subscribe £1, £2 or £3 a month. The critical mass has been reached. We must come together. We must stand together for ourselves, for each other, for our future generations. criticalmassradio.co.uk. Now, it's our turn.
Okay. So, with that, there was something I was going to share, and my mind drifted off. Well, do we want to call it my mind? I drifted off. I'd like to share a tune. I haven't figured out quite yet how to connect more of these tunes I want to share. But I got a few that I managed to get over here. And
you can't go wrong with whichever one you choose. You cannot go wrong.
Oh, yeah. Now you just reminded me, Barbara. So we'll do that one in a little bit. So, yeah, once again, we're here in this time of loving and living
I thought I heard Colleen. Colleen, are you in the house?
Yeah, there's another mic open. I don't know if it's Colleen or Janet. I know it's both California, so
Hi. Hi, Jante. Aloha.
Enchante.
Yeah, I was creating with you all. It's beautiful.
Oh, thank you, Janet.
Much gratitude. Yeah, really, really beautiful.
So yeah, this heart connection that we have with Gaia Sophia, it's one of the things I actually did to get the show going. I opened up Gaia Spora. I opened up John Lash. I opened up the latest Navigator briefing.
Yeah.
If any of you have not checked him out sometimes, GaiaSpora.org. John Lash, again, another one of the beautiful beings sharing much. And and then boom, you know what I mean? It helped me tune it in. I was I just love how this dreaming we're in is reminding myself, at least, and I feel all of this connection. And in the Hawaii Dreamtime, I have to feel this anywhere. If you have the chance, go outside. 4 o'clock in the morning, 3, 4. I sometimes go out earlier, like 3, 4. Sometimes I'm down the beach, like 5, if we want to put a number on it right now. The light's just changing. Sometimes I'm down the beach already walking and finding a place to sit, and many times just chatter, man. My thoughts just running wild. You know, I'd go put my feet in the ocean and connect with the stars above, all within. And I was like, Mike, just keep doing it. It's gonna add up again. It's gonna add up. It might not be right now, but it's gonna add up. Don't stop again. Get your ass down here, put your feet in the water. Watch the sun come over the horizon. And I'm like, thank you.
What time is it right now, Mike? Your time.
5:20.
5:20 a.m.?
Yeah. 3, my birthday. Well, the portal. No, I like it when I see you ever look at the clocks and it's your birthday? Like I'll look at 5:23 or...
Yeah, I'm 5:19. You Gemini too? You're Gemini, Mike. You 5:23?
Yeah. Me, Gemini, Leo rising.
Oh.
And with that, I give a big
made it to the White House.
Kate's Gemini, Leo rising. There's quite a few of us at the table who are Gemini, Leo rising. And I'm laughing because I was like, did you know what you were messing with? Yeah, you did. We're all in this
for
together.
Sure.
And, for me, I was just reminded of, I just listened to the K. Pacha, the astrology report with K. Pacha. Man, he's just been tuning it right in, man. I'm glad people have been sharing him. He's down there in Costa Rica with AstroQuest and Resistance 2010 or Google Realm Dynamics with 7 in the crew down there. He's, somewhere down there too in the beauty of the nature. And really
breathtaking. Yes, it is. Just thinking about it is breathtaking. Yes. Did you say, ooh? That was a sensation.
Another tune from Pink Martini. Open the bed.
Over the valley, I saw a silver cloud with a pink lining. I said it right out loud. There's no denying you are my one and only love, and we'll see over the valley the moon rise above. Over the valley, this house among the trees where we've been hiding, making our memories, and I'm deciding you are my one and only love, and we'll be over the valley as the moon shines above. The autumn breezes carry all the bluebirds down to where the sun still shines. If we could hold this day in our hearts some way, we would never roam ever far from home. Over the valley, just above the fray, the sun is setting, and when we're old and gray, I'll still be betting you are my one and only love. And over the valley, the moon shines above.
Nice. Bird sounds, that song too. Beautiful. What really, when I hear certain well, when I hear certain voices sing, really it can put me in a trance, and it's like the planet is truly singing to me. And
relax. You just relax, that's all.
Yeah, and I really feel blessed to have had these moments where I've actually listened to some music and heard voices and went on a journey. And that's when we tune into the song of the planet, the song in our hearts. That's what we're opening up to right now. And we're recognizing the beauty, how we live in harmony with each other, how we naturally love, and it's sacred love again. Once more is the flowing more and more. And when I see that, it's like this beautiful, just say, waves of energy just flowing out gently, gentle, and just clearing away all those thought forms and belief systems that no longer resonate in this beautiful resonance of harmony and of love, of aloha. And the world is the one we've been dreaming of always in our heart. And it's the same one of the planet, Gaia Sophia, Pachamama. It's the same one in the heart of hearts. Yeah.
That's what made me really, really pay attention to stillness, was that Colleen and her storytelling and her calmness and her ease. Then I really got to understand it, because the results are fabulous. But I got the idea of how to be patient, how to be still, how to wait, just slow it down. That is a lesson that I'm learning in life, how to calm it down, to have it at an easier pace, to have that softness and that tenderness. I accept it in other activities, but just in, and just in everyday, just living, how to not be so fast. I took the words of a poem that I had learned during a song that was called Softly and Gently. And it's a spiritual poem. It's softly and gently. Jesus is calling all sinners, come home, all ye who are weary, come home. And that's us now. That's our table. We changed it from Jesus is calling to Mike is calling, or to Kate is calling us to come home. Come home to the Emerald Table in the evening with Kate, and come home to Kate of Sophia in the daytime with Mike. All ye who are weary, come on home.
Yeah, beautiful.
Yes, thank you, Barbara. So the really big lesson for men, I'll make it for men, speaking kind of mostly about right here, is to learn to be gentle. And that's what women are here to teach us also, to remind us, is to be gentle. And this is and Barbara just shared it, right from the heart. And that gentleness with this male force I mean this on a emotional, physical, mental, spiritual, soul level. That it's our reminder. Well, I'll put it on a physical level. Our back is the biggest muscle we have. Someone was reminding me. And we have so much back problem. It's because in one way we store our emotional, everything we repressed in different parts of our body. And many times, there's this really deep and hard massage. And I've gotten the reminder many times over the life, trying to give myself, in some points in my body, and it's just like, Mike, it just needs a soft, loving touch. That's it. And all your cares and worries and repressed whatever emotion, energy you tied up with that simple, loving touch, the grace of love will release it. And I've had the experience one time, and it was shortly after arriving in India, in Goa, over 20 years ago, if we want to put time to it, because that was one of the places that took me out of that linear time frame, and I'm thankful. And I don't know if it was the first season or second season I was there. I remember walking along the beach next to the ocean, and I felt all the tension I ever had released from my shoulders. And it wasn't just, it was more than just from that area. Like, it wasn't just like I had tight shoulders. It was just like all the stress and worry just dropped. And all I was doing was walking, relaxing, and just, just being, isn't this one beautiful? And swoop, I felt 10 pounds lighter. Almost like rose off the ground, it felt like. And I was like, wow, how did that just happen? I don't know. I'm super glad. Really happy that it was like beyond my own doing. And this was my reminder. Just let it go. Let it be. It just, as soon as the sun, I just stopped focusing on all my so-called bullshit. It just went. And arrivederci. Sayonara. I don't know. Someone's trying to call into the show. I've almost looked for that. I got to do something here. Try to call into the show or Skype me. Please hang up. Because today, how we opened up the board, it was different. I didn't Skype in the normal way through Blog Talk. It wasn't there. And we had to find another way in, which was the heart connection. It was fantastic. So I guess you can Skype in now. How did you get in today, Janet or Barbara? Did you call in through the board?
My phone. I called in.
Right.
I don't have to call in.
Right, you called direct.
Yeah.
So, yeah, through the Skype today, I guess it's maybe not going to work. Because, well, like I said, find your way in. When the phone... this is the beauty. I was sharing the other day, and this is a good thing for me to remember. And I was sharing with some friends the other day, and I shared this on the show earlier. I had lunch the other day outside next to the ocean at this friend of mine's place, and if you saw it, you'd go, yeah, it's a shack, and it's like, yeah, it's a shack, and it's one of the most beautiful places there, because it's just simple, right? There's the ocean, it's beautiful, and we just had this just most wonderful conversation. And they were like, Mike, we should have had this recorded for the show, because they shared that, hey, I shared with them that I'm doing the show and everything. And they're like, oh, this would have been great for the show. And I've had quite a few of these with these beautiful women that I share this island with. There's so many of them here, actually, that really have this connection to the heart. And I recognize it. I'm like, yeah. And I get all excited, and they're seeing me excited. And I'm like, you know what? It's already, what we just shared has already been sent out there, man. We're not limited by this technology. That vibration went out there. Everyone's getting that one. Everyone's getting it. It's natural. When you share from the the heart with love, wherever you are, with whoever you're with, wherever you are, know this. Don't believe it. Know this. Thank you, because you're sharing it with me and everyone else. You're tuning into that, and you're amplifying that field, and we feel it. Thank you. Yeah. So, got Kate here. Should open up.
Did you get to say Happy New Year to anybody this March 21st?
I sure did. I remember. Yeah.
All right.
Joe.
And I remember Happy New Reality.
You know, Santos told us that we start our year in March, on March 21st. And so Happy New Year to all those that were not aware that we have just started afresh.
Yeah, and that 0 point, it reminded me, like, once again, that balance of the equinoxes, that it reminds me of 0 point, of course. It reminds me of the heart center. Hey, it reminds me of this fresh life, living, and even the autumn, we're down under, so to say. Flip it around, you know what I mean? It's like they're going into fall now. And even then, but on that moment, to me, it just reminds me of that balance, that 0 point. We transcend time and space. There's no more distance between us. There's no more time between us, whether it was a past memory or a future thought. There's none of this sense of time or distance between us anymore. That perception is fading fast. And what can I say? Yes, thank you.
Good morning.
Aloha.
Good morning.
Everyone sounds good.
All right. You done turned over.
Yeah, Happy New Eire.
Happy New All right.
You knew why. You just had to listen. New Eire.
Okay.
Yeah, it's funny how that works, isn't it?
So beautiful day to you.
What's that?
Beautiful day to you.
Beautiful day back. Yeah, it's still getting my brain on here, but yeah, it's definitely interesting things. Just been scoping a few things and seeing how things are unfolding in the anagogic. It's quite funny when you read something literally and then translate it anagogically to see what it's really saying. And it's entirely different than what is being presented literally. But I'll tell you, when you see it, it's magic. And
it's just, of course, why wouldn't we see it in anything we're looking at, whether it's a headline, the outside, or a movie, a book? It's all showing us this. It's coming clearer and clearer. It's showing us the spiritual reality behind it all. The anagogic is really flashing. It's like, look.
Yeah.
We're anagogic God to spell that for me, Kate.
ANO. GOGIC.
Ah.
I generally have the Anu, which is the heart of intent. Ko-Ki IC. Right, flip the G's out for the K's just to get there's the anagogic definition of anagogic.
I'll take the G's off and put L in, and then you got analogic with the two L's.
Yeah, again, I try to remove as many of the L's out of things as possible, so that you have the R's. Right, remove the left, and put it in the right.
The left, okay, and put it in the right.
So I've been reading this book again. I mentioned earlier on the show, Bola Light, and he's sharing with us the Polynesian language and how in Hawaii it's a V sound, and if you see it written in other parts of Polynesia, it's a V. But when what happened here, they wrote it as a W, but it's still pronounced Hawaii with the V sound. And also the K and the T. The K became a T. It was Kalo, not Taro. So again, the K could be a T and the L could be an R. There wasn't really a difference. But if you go other parts of Polynesia, it's with an R and a T instead of. So you'll see.
Well, look, you did it right there. Kalo becomes Taro. Right? Hint. Hint. Isn't that interesting how the Taro was hidden in Kalo?
And there's more to it. And he shows the intimate beauty of it all. I mean, and I'm like, there it is. Here it is in another language over here, and they're saying the same thing, and they're breaking down the words and how the meaning, and it's very interesting how it's lining up beautifully.
Well, I mean, look at some of the parodies on Asian R's and L's. I mean, go to Team America to see the character Kim Jong-il, and he sings the song "I'm Ronri, so Ronri," and again, it's about having the parody. You got to see the joke here, right? You just got to see the joke. It's so funny, where the L's and the R's are flipped out in the typical Asian tongues, and it's a fact, you see, because they're unfamiliar sounds. Go back to Japan, and you'll see remnants of Hebrew or Hibernia. Santo talked about this quite a few times. Isn't it interesting that of course, Dee keeps me up to speed on a lot of stuff here. Very technical, but it's beautifully the Wikipedia.org definition, or looked up Hibernia. And as he writes here, in navigating paradise, cups, cubes, cubicles, I got to hibernation, and here you are, Ireland. There you go. So there it is. And what is hibernation? It's when you come out of hibernation into the spring, and that's what we're doing. Is we're finally coming out of that long, deep sleep, the hibernation of the soul, and it's also the clue to say, get deep, get dark, get quiet. So when you start to see things anagogically, everything reverts back to literal. And it's quite funny. It is obvious. And this is the problem with generally speaking at all, because the ideas are typically formed quicker than we can accept responsibility for them. That's the problem. And then we end up talking so fast that it just becomes habitual, right? Ha, that's hot. Bit, you all, right? What was the word you just said there that had the ha in it? Something new.
Hawaii.
Hawaii, right? Well, there's the ha, which is hot, vai, life, right? V,
yeah.
Ha-E.
So in Hawaiian, ha is the breath of life.
Yeah, you see. And in Dublin, that's how you say hot. So, of course, that's the breath of life. That's the fire from within. So all of these things interrelate throughout every culture. This is not a one culture only thing. This is transcultural. It covers all of it, and it starts showing everyone that we all speak the same language. It's just been disrupted and corrupted. It's quite amazing. So there really is only one proto-language, and it's really starting to make itself known throughout all these different languages in a very, very humorous way. That's the joke. You're seeing it for what it is. I got a feeling we just had our sense of humor ripped out of us, personally, but that's it.
Yeah, that would do it.
Yeah, it's just very interesting.
Yeah. So we got about 13 minutes left in the show today. And, well, we had an interesting beginning to the show today. And if you're wondering how the show finally got tuned in, me and Barbara talk about it. So I got to experience with myself, Kate, where there was no Skype button, no nothing. Blog Talk don't know what up. And big shout out to Paul Giovanni and the crew at criticalmass.co.uk. Check out the website. Share some of this Monopoly money while we still playing with it. And I just went outside, put my feet in the grass, tuned in, sat in a different place, and found the way in. And that's kind of trust in your inner guidance. I didn't go searching for how to fix something actually mentally or physically in terms of what I got to do on the computer differently, or even, what am I doing wrong? What do I got to think? No, I actually just got up and kind of went with the flow. And it's a beautiful thing and it helps that in this moment that I'm in right now, it is quite clear. And it's come easier for me to, in a way, shut off or tune out, my left brain monkey chatter really isn't going that much anymore. And so it's very easy to tune into the distortion isn't catching my attention, so it's quite easy to listen inside, listen to the nature, listen to, whatever's here for you.
Here's a little something I'd like to share from me. Like I said, he sends me all these amazing little things, but this one is the automatic brain, the magic of the unconscious mind. And remember, he's scoping this stuff anagogically, so I get little explanations of how he's seeing it versus how it's read. But here, let's just give you an example of what goes on. Over 90% of our daily actions are done unconsciously, an autopilot in our head. We suppress intake of enormous amounts of data in order to get through the day because we can only process a limited amount of things constantly at any given time. That's the assumption. This fascinating film takes a look at how unconscious processes steer the lives of two ordinary people from everyday routines to life choices such as finding a partner. I don't need to see a video to know what's going on this planet, because I'll tell you, what's happening right now is we have been walking around in that catatonic state of unconsciousness with a pre-programmed autopilot in the form of our DNA. And what's happening right now, as we become more conscious of our choices, we're turning off those autopilot response stimuli that have been so carefully ingrained in our societies. And that's the difference. You see, when you look around at the people going about their day-to-day lives, they're not doing anything different than anyone else going about their day-to-day lives. They'll head to Starbucks or they'll go to wherever, every morning, and they'll go through the routines. They'll, get up and go through the same automatonic processes. Get up, shower, gotta get the car started, get ready for work, and these are all robotic, unconscious things that people just simply get up and do. And what we're doing is turning off these automatic responses, just of doing the day-to-day things that are so mundane and so enslaving. And what you find yourself running into most of the time is when you, and we'll say from the approach of waking someone up, what you're doing is interrupting that comfort. You're interrupting that program. And it acts up just like any computer would when you start changing the programs in it. You have a few bugs that you have to work out. And it's a slow process for some, and it's lightning fast for others. It's that point of awakening that you finally get to say, well, I'm done with just doing the same stuff I did yesterday, that I did the day before, that I did the day before, that I did for their entire lives. And this is also very carefully programmed through the social media, through the schools, through the religions, through the control systems, the systems, dogs keeping everybody in line. It's funny, I watching Terminator the other day, Terminator 2, and they did this close up on remember the bad guy was driving around in a cop car? Yeah. He took on the uniform of a cop, right? Yeah, it was just a coincidence. Anyway, they showed the picture of the door, police, to serve or protect. And I'm thinking, yeah, they're not telling you a lie. They just don't tell you who they're serving and who they're protecting. And the mindless automaton actually assumes, well, they're here to serve and protect me. No, they're not. See, that's the joke. And even a lot of these guys and girls running around in these meat wagons called cop cars with their conflict red and blue lights flashing to tell them, look, I'm way out of balance here and I have a gun and everything to prove it. They don't even realize. That's the thing about keeping a society dumbed down to the point where you start interfering with that program. You're getting a bit of a short out on the whole computer of the individual, because what you're doing then is you're forcing them to access parts of their brain that they've never accessed, or it's been a very long time since they accessed, since it was shut down as a child. So yeah, it's quite funny. It's about changing your perspective of can you see something as, of course it says to serve and protect, but it doesn't say who. So don't make any assumptions or presumptions. Start looking and say, all right, great. Well, who are you serving and protecting? And we already know who they're serving and protecting, and the vast majority of them do it unknowingly, thinking they're actually serving the public or the people when they're not. They're the ones that are used to keep this automatonic, robotic response stimuli only catatonic state of mind for people walking through in a sullen daze. So.
Yeah, and Kate, you hit it. It's because I sometimes looked at these photos of some of these, so-called world leaders. No, they're not leaders. And I'm like, that guy was a kid? That girl was a kid one time? They were a child? I'm like having a hard time imagining him as some little kid growing up. Seriously, I'm like, wow, how'd you get that fucked up?
It's true.
Seriously, and I'm like, for some of them, I'm like, I'm really trying to go back in my own imagination, in my heart, to remember them where they were in their imagination, in their heart, because I'm like, they couldn't always have this. No. I'm like, maybe some of them are right-out psychopaths like Thomas Sheridan and John Lash and a few other brothers and sisters are reminding us. And they basically, that program has been there. Some of other beings have acquired it along the way, maybe. Like, stop playing, as Kate just said, stop being the automaton where you do some of those things. And so it's about the imagination. It's about tuning back into that, and then it kind of supersedes all its other make-believe that we've been harshly playing. And
Well, again, it's about the acceptance of it, and that for me has been the challenge of the game. Under full consent, of course, of coming in a state of complete unknowing to see if you can figure your way out of this game back to a state of aware that you're all knowing. And that's what the Aquarian age is, and everyone moves into it, as I believe I said this last night. Everyone moves into the age of Aquarius at their own rate. And when you truly look around society, all you see are a bunch of children. They might be in the roles of grown-ups, but they're nothing more than children. And I know, because I was there. I was one.
It's it's where they stopped. Like you said, It goes back to then, where in this system game we were playing with, it crushed the imagination. It basically stopped on it and don't do it. So when we see people as being child, it's like, that's where they left off, actually.
Everything you needed
left off from themselves.
Everything you needed to learn in kindergarten, you learned and you kept that going. Every program that was needed to be instilled in you was instilled in kindergarten. That's probably why I went in kicking and screaming and didn't like it. But well,
I'll share with you some things. I was let me just say, the world works in mysterious ways, and when I go to I find myself in certain places, I know it's for a reason beyond me, and it's in a way in one way it's shattering the matrix. It's obliterating the old paradigm just from me walking into a fractal of their program and knowing that mine's going back the other way, and see you later.
Well, it's as simple as accepting the fact. Yeah, you've been walking through life as a child, and that's the tough one for all big grown-ups to accept. But that's exactly what we've been doing, and I'll actually continue this particular aspect tonight as well. This one is a critical one.
When you start believing in authority, Kate?
Well, yeah, that's a kindergarten teacher. That's the halls of their Montezuma. Sorry, not playing there.
Mhm. And there's about 40 seconds left in the show, and I give much thanks to all.
Well, glad I was able to stop by.
Yeah. Much gratitude, everyone.
Mirror, mirror. Yeah, I'll continue this on tonight, Michael, as far as the social strata and the childlike nature that we all have to break free of. It's a tough pill to swallow. As soon as you swallow it, you kind of grow up real quick, and it's beautiful. Then you actually become the child again.
Yes. Yes, and the beautiful dreaming of our imagination unfolds. Yes, most lovely. And Kate, it's really, even we're in that adult body, right? So as you said, it can come very quickly. I'm like, you've been having the kind of lesson all along, and now here's a few keys that we've picked up, some perspectives, and that yourself and many others are now coming and sharing, and we're tuning into, and I've recognized it myself when this has been shared with me again, and how beautifully it's tuned me in again, and so I see how this is also really beneficial to others. It's just natural, because it's in one way we know that everyone is giving this to themselves. It's not dependent on another. We're going to share it together and dance together and love together. We do that. But it's that remembrance of who we are, and not discount ourselves anymore, and remember our wholeness. Yeah.
Exactly.
Thank you all.
Much love, Mike. Thanks, and thanks everybody. Catch you guys in a bunch of hours. And what time is it now? 12, so 8 hours from now. Continue this train of thought later, so that we can untrain that thought later.
Well, I'm gonna play a tune, and if you got headphones on, and it's gonna be thumping. So if you just woke up, Kate, let's see which one wants to play. Oh, I love this one. I don't know if that one's coming out yet. I'm scrolling through here. Yes. Let's play. This is by Ocelot and Digitalist. What do you say? What do you say?
right. Well, listen, guys, I'm going to rock here. And, well, thanks again, Mike. Great job. Sounds like Alvita and Janet joined in nicely as well. So much love to you guys. And
here today.
Much love.
Catch you in about 8 hours.
All right.
Wonderful.
Thank you, Mike.
All right, aloha.
Thank you, Barbara,
Aloha.
everyone. I love you guys. Aloha.
Aloha.